Calderon, is there absolutely nothing I can do to make you want to stay, mate? Extend that loan of yours. Dude, you are literally half the left backs at the club right now. Alright, fine, be like that. I'll just find somebody else. Hello! Is there any left backs out there anywhere? Anybody with a left foot?
Synker sammen til segersråpen, Malta Grindavik. Og jeg vet, vi vakner i dag.
Hey guys, I'm Ozzy Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on The Impossible Dream. It is Season 12, Episode 3 today. We're back for the gags in cup action against Volsunga, I think it is. And then we'll have a game in the league just to have another look at the squad before we start European football next episode. And, well, we have lost two big players that have returned to their parent clubs after their loan. I'm just trying to find them here desperately now. You might need to go back a season. And here they are here. So Daniele Vinci has gone back to Milan. There was no real option for us to keep him. And he's not available for loan again. He didn't want to come back on loan anyway. So he has gone back. The other one that's gone back is Calderon. Now this is more problematic because we only have one left back at the club at this point, and that is the other guy we loaned to replace Calderon. So, yeah, maybe in hindsight, shouldn't have sold Depe. We might have needed that cover at left back, but of course we did have Tom Jones, who then got a big sulk on. But we have tried to replace these guys, so let's have a look at who we've got in. And if you haven't guessed by now, transfer window is opened again for us. So this is the first guy we've signed, Alexander Stanojevic. Let's go with that. 3.5 million from Arsenal, potentially rising up to 5.25. I've done my very best to find us a left back here, 16.5 grand a week. Now you'll notice right now that he is a powerful centre back. Ignore that, he's going to be our left back, and he's actually not even able to play. He's better at right back, but he can play off either foot. He does already have the ability to cross the ball. He's obviously a decent enough right back. We just need him to play on the other side, basically. Continental reputation, which should be a good thing for us as well. We just need to teach him to play as a left back. He doesn't really have a great jumping reach, so he's not really a centre back anyway, although obviously he could fill in there for us if needed. But good positioning. I'm cautiously optimistic he's going to be okay. He's not the best defensive player, so I think maybe centre back isn't his position anyway. Perhaps he is better off playing at fullback, but like I say, we'll wait and see what we get from him. There was very little options for us, loans that we could afford or players available to buy. So a Serbian international, even if it is just one cap from the European champions, we'll just about take that, won't we? Although we don't think he's actually played for Arsenal. But anyway, 3.5 million, not a bad fee for him. Now, who do we get in to play centre back? If not him, I see you ask. Well, we got this guy, Igor Marjuros, 20-year-old wonder kid. So we replaced the wonder kid that is Vinci with the wonder kid that is Marjuros. We signed him from Paris Saint-Germain on loan for 12 months. There is a little bit of a fee involved, you can see, but overall that's not too bad. Compared to some of the fees that we were getting, wages and fees, I should say, for centre-backs to come in were ridiculous. But this is not too bad at all. Yeah, and it is just a loan. There is an option to buy for 30 million. If we have the money, I wouldn't be against it, potentially. Very, very good physically. Pace, jumping, reach, the whole deal. Not the best tackler. I had looked at this guy a couple of times, and what had sort of held me off was the fact that he can't really tackle. And as a centre-back, that is maybe not ideal. But another continental reputation player. Hopefully, this is going to help build up the squad a little bit as well. Attract other players to come here. But yeah, he is solid enough. And if it is just a loan, if he doesn't work out, then, you know, we'll deal with it. But yeah, he is coming in to hopefully partner either Degen probably at... yeah, Degen at the heart of our defence. He can play fullback, though he's not really a fullback, is he? So we'll see what we get from him. So that is that. Let me know what you think of the new boys. And yeah, we'll see what we get when we get to Europe, won't we? But right now we have two games to catch you up on in the league. The first of those was the Kit Clash derby against Grota. Kuzliak's pace gave us a first half lead. Ornason made it 2-0. And Jonsson smashed in our third before half-time. Milosevic found Kuzliak to make it 4-0. Before Kuzliak completed his hat-trick. Milosevic made it 6. And then he crossed for Raul to get our 7th. So we absolutely destroyed them. It was the most comfortable game we've played all season. Kruzliak, Milosevic obviously leading the way for us, but basically everybody played well. And yeah, it is very, very nice to put 7 goals past a team that I don't like purely because they stole our kit and they refused to wear an away shirt. So there we go, that is that. The other game to catch you up on, again in the league, was against Por. Sima gave us an early lead. Juleson crossed for Sima to get his second, before Milosevic picked him out for his hat-trick. And Juusonen made it 4-0. Before Sima got his 4th and our 5th. So another very, very comfortable win, though this turned out to be Higuain's last game for us. His loan is up. He's refusing to come back as well, and he was injured, so he's not going to be able to play. They did go down to 10 men on the stroke of half-time, and well, we ran up the score a little bit later on, 89th, 91st, and 92nd minute goals. So that's perhaps a little bit harsh on them, but don't hurt Higuain is the basic lesson there, isn't it? But yes, Sima 4, just a really good performance again from us. League table. And it's 9 from 9, 27 points, a plus 33 goal difference, and we can start looking towards definitely Europe at this point, can't we? Because the league is just about done and dusted, and we're not quite halfway through the league season yet. But Gags, of course, in action today against Valsinger. Now they are currently they're the division down, and they are currently mid-table there. So this shouldn't be a problem for us. But let's see the team we're sending out. And we are expecting a 4-4-2 out of them. Now, I don't know that we've taken or given them any players, but either way, we'll find out when we get there. This is a team we're sending out. Rafasin in goal, the left back, whose name I can't say, Mortensen, Unnison, who's back fit, and Bodvarsson is going to be the right back again. I keep giving him chances. I'm not sure why at this point. Gisarasen, Arneson, and Nolmarksen will go in midfield. Medina, Jofferson, and Baltinson will be the front 3. You can see the bench there as well. Turpinson, yes, he is injured because why wouldn't he be injured? Actually, oh, he's not quite completely injured. All right, so let's give him on the bench there because it really is the only games he plays these days. Alright, so we can see the team sheets there. There's no names that instantly are recognisable to me, but that doesn't mean, of course, that there's not someone in there. Let's go with stick to the game plan. We'll be fine. Hansi Mortensen's looking aggressive, which is par for the course. And, yeah, well, we just need to get off to a good start here and hopefully go from there. So here we go. Gags in action. They did reasonably well last episode. Now, instead of our Karasson that we used to have, maybe. We did have a Karasson who wasn't a sort of a striker, or if you can hear screaming, apologies for screaming children in the background. I think it's bedtime, judging by the tone and pitch of the scream. Yeah, now is that... No, it's different Karasson. Yeah, so let me know what you think of the signings. I do wonder, oh, the crossbar, if we're a little short still defensively, though. If we're looking at sort of first choice, I'm talking about Europe now. Obviously, we're absolutely fine for the league. I'm looking at sort of Degen, who's still at the World Cup with Germany, by the way. He's playing, and they beat Brazil in the quarterfinal, I think it was, 4-0. So we could have a World Cup winner on our hands, which I don't think would be I think that would be a first for... oh, it's Baltinson and Allmarksen. Usually it's the other way around. But Baltinson's decided to be generous here. He's teed up Allmarksen, and it is 1-0. And a very, very nice goal as well. I'll tell you what, that left back... Hajim, he's not bad, is he? He's doing quite well playing out there. Level of opposition and all that obviously taken into account, but he does do well for the Gags. Yeah, so if we look at Degen and then either the guy we just got on loan or Daphne as his partner in a back 2, then I think we're okay there. Giovinazzi or whatever his name is, the left back that we loaned from Inter, would still be first choice, and we'll sort of train up the guy we just signed to play left back in the league. But they sort of the 2 left back options, as that was, you could see that penalty coming, couldn't you? He was just never stopping. And is it going to be Baltinson? It is. And if we can get a second goal inside half an hour, even away from home, that should be enough. And there it is. Excellent work. A 9th of the season for Baltinson. And it should be fairly straightforward from here, though we saw against Starnen last episode, a first division to a first tier side, a second tier side it would be, wouldn't it? They can cause us trouble. Yeah, so we'll see how we go there. Right back is fairly well covered. And the only other position I'm a little bit worried about is left wing. Obviously, we are losing Higuain. Baltinson just past the post. And that really does leave us a little short there. There's no option to keep Higuain. And financially, we're not in trouble. We have lost £52 million this season. So, any thought, and I did have a thought of trying to manipulate our way into the Europa League. Quite simply, we cannot afford that. We need to be in the Champions League, and arguably, we need to be winning the majority of games when we're there as well. So, yeah, if I think of it, I'll show you. I mean, the only thing you need to know is that we've lost £52 million so far this season. Now, some of that is transfer dependent. We have spent £42 million on transfers, and we haven't really sold anybody for big money that I can think of top of my head. As Jofferson, I think, has missed a bit of a sitter there. The one thing I was thinking of doing is if we were to sell on Beyonce, we could then maybe look to get a left winger in with that money. But that's not really looking as though it's, not at this point anyway, that's something that's doable. And as we know, once we get to the start of the Champions League, that squad then has to carry us through to the end of it, and wherever that is for us, whether it be the league phase or whatever stage of the knockouts. As Rafferson made an interesting decision there, but we get away with it. And here we go, Jofferson to Baltinson, a chance to get them on the break. Baltinson, he's got Arneson getting forward, goes back to Jofferson. Jofferson back to Baltinson, bit of a heavy touch, but he finds Allmarkson, and it's a second time those two have combined. It is a second goal for Allmarkson, and it is 3-0. And that should be enough to see this one off comfortably now. But yeah, so I am still looking to see if we can find a left winger that might want to come in, and they have to make us better as well, obviously. I don't want to sign somebody for the sake of it if Beyonce out there could do the job for us. The issue, of course, is with him being right-footed. Does it upset the balance, having to play him as an inverted winger? And, I mean, it will do. But it might be, for this season, a bit of a... Oh, Baltinson, is he onside? He's a bit of an offside merchant this season, isn't he? And he has indeed been given offside, and it does look fairly much like it was offside, doesn't it? So, difficult to complain too much on that one. Now, we probably are in a position where we could make some changes here. Now, ideally, I'd like to take Allmarkson off and give that Ricker Hartson, whatever his name is, a game. But what I might do instead, as here we go, Baltinson played through by Allmarkson and cannot find the finish. Alright, so what we might do, we'll wait till after the corner, is we might take Gisser Rasen off, who's not playing particularly well, and go to a out. Now, number 10, as Udderson gets his goal. A second of the season for him, and it is 4-0. That is job done. The issue, of course, we have is both Baltinson and Allmarkson being on hat-tricks. It's a little cruel to take them off in a game like this where they are a very good chance of getting it. But we are going to make changes. Given that they're a 4-4-2, we can probably get away with doing this one. And we'll just play you as a deep-lying playmaker. And what do you work like to be? All right, you go on attack there. Youngsters that we want to bring on. Snyder at right back. Sounds like a good decision to me. And let's make a switch out wide. Medina's been a little bit quiet, so we'll make a change there as well. And I think we should still have one or two more. You do get quite a few subs, I believe. Cross comes in. Not the best defending. Somebody got a head to it. It was Unison by the looks of things. As, here we go. Here's a chance on the break. Rigartson, let's see what he can do. It's his first chance to shine. Baltinson back to Allmarkson for the hat-trick. He goes to... There he is! Allmarkson! Hey! He's got his hat-trick! Damien Allmarkson, and with that, we can take him off. He can go off to a round of applause, and Turpinson can come on, get a bit of match sharpness in. But is it... No, it wasn't Baltinson, was it, that gave him the assist? It was... oh, was it? I tell you what, that's almost Baltinson's goal, isn't it? It looked like it hit him. Anyway, it's been given to Allmarkson. He's got his hat-trick. He gets a standing ovation. And we will continue on at 5-0. How many subs do we have? We do have at least one more. So let's... Ideally, I'd like to give the striker a game. We've got about another 10 minutes. before we sort of run out of time for development purposes. Oh, and we can do it now because Baltinson has his goal. And it was Rickardsson, I believe, the young attacking midfielder that has set him up for that. And that is 6-0. And Mortensen has got a yellow card away from suspension. That's okay, we can deal with that. But Rickardsson getting forward. Nice ball. Baltinson just had to... Well, he couldn't really miss, could he? Just had to get it on target. And yeah, we are proving to be much, much better than Volsonger. Ball in again. Oh, it's just over the top, that one. And of course, the thing we have too is the longer we go in the cup with the Gags playing, is that their match sharpness gets better as well. So really, our biggest hurdle is the first game. Our next biggest hurdle is the second game. And then once we get going and they get that match sharpness, Turpinson. Oh, almost a goal. Probably should have been a goal. So yeah, we get harder to beat in that sense the longer our run goes, because yeah, the players just get match sharp. Turpinson over a free kick. Now he's no muppet from a set piece. Can he find the target? Oh, he can. It's a first goal of the season, and what a goal it is as well. It is 7-0, and from this angle, that is a goal of the season contender. I don't think it matters who the opposition is. Not many goalkeepers are stopping that. He is still a very, very useful player for us, is Turpinson. It's just a shame he's just injured all the time now. And that is going to be a booking and a sending off for Volsinger. We could, with 6 or so minutes to go here plus stoppages, against 10 men, potentially run up double figures. Though, no, we would have needed a couple of goals quickly, I think, to break their spirit. But that'll do it. 7's not bad, is it? We'll take it. The Gags on fire in Volsinger, and brushed aside the first division side. So apparently I took off Baltinson when he was on a hat-trick. He only had 1 goal before that. But anyway, that's fine. He scores enough goals as it is. But yeah, there we go. Very, very nicely done. I don't believe we know who our next opposition is yet. It'll be a quarter-final, I think. Or was that the quarter-final? It'll be a semi-final, won't it? So that'll be exciting. But guys, right there, we've got a league fixture up next. We'll have a look at the new signings. And who knows, we might even put a goalkeeper up front just to keep it exciting. Okay, welcome back. Now, we have made another signing, and we have signed a young centre-back, Ivar, this guy, that name. We got him, basically, we nicked him off of Dinamo Zagreb on a free transfer. Now, there is compensation. There is potentially more compensation, as we can see there. A little bit of a profit from any sell-on, but I think it works out okay for us. He's on $4,500 a week as a regular starter. I've lied to him a little bit there. He's not going to be a regular starter. If anything, we'll lose him because he's going to be unhappy. But let's have a look at what we've got here. Where we signed him, he was a promising centre-back, so hopefully that will come back to us. But a good tackler, decent marking, good leadership. You know, there's a little bit to like about him. It says he can play a fullback. He's very much signing for us as a centre-back. He has played 45 times for the first team of Dinamo Zagreb. We know they're a little bit of a wonder-kid factory, so let's hope that he works out that way for us. And worst case scenario, like I say, we haven't actually paid that much for him, under $1 million, and we'll sell him on before he costs us too much. But yeah, what I'd ideally like him to do is become a club-trained player for us, but it doesn't actually look like he's going to have that option to do so. So maybe that's going to be crap out of luck on that one, and or poop out of luck. And yeah. So we'll wait and see what happens on that one. But the reason that I was doing this is because Porto came in for Ari Nuusonen with a very good bid, 50% of a sell-on plus $5 million up front. Now, what I wasn't expecting is for them to then offer also a loan back. So it's been an absolutely perfect deal. We get $5 million, we get 50% of a next fee, and we'll keep him for the end of our season. So that works out brilliantly. And then, yeah, so I've got to figure out what to do with the new guy basically now. But anyway, that's all happened. And I think $5 million for him. We got him. Did we get him on a free? I can't remember what we paid for him now. $850,000. So we're going to make an absolute storming profit on him and get 50% of the next deal and get him for the end of the season. So yeah, very nicely done indeed. But we are here to play a game of football. That game of football is against IBV, who are currently second bottom of the league. And to keep things interesting, we are changing up the team a little bit. We are expecting a 4-3-3 out of them. And this is a team we're sending out. Puwol goes in goal. The new boy at that we're teaching to play left back goes at left back in this one, along with Daphna, a first look at Marjuros as well, on loan from Paris Saint-Germain, of course, and Volpes, Conde, Jonsson, and Bakali in midfield. Kosh, Beyonce, we'll probably... should we try him as a winger? Let's see how he goes. And then Rafferson is going to play up front. We're sticking the goalkeeper up front, keep things interesting, see if he can get himself a goal or two. And, well, let's hope he can. Just realised I have a goalkeeper on the bench too, so we have 3 goalkeepers in the team today, which is something, isn't it? But there we go. Do we recognise any names in there? Not off the top of my head. I don't think I do. What do we want to say to this? Let's put on a word. Just relax. Go out there. It'll happen for us. Yeah. Apologies. It's not sort of a better game, I guess, or a more meaningful game. I just didn't have time to play through to get to the start of Europe, so it would have either been a 1-game episode or no episode, to be honest. So I figured this better this way, and we'll stick a goalkeeper up front. We used to do this with Bala Town, of course. If you've been with the channel for a little while, we would stick a goalkeeper up front. We'd play a striker in goal as well. We put Allmarkson in goal, I think, didn't we? And we put the goalkeeper up front, whose name I cannot remember at this point because it was a little bit too long ago. But makes it interesting, and I don't know, did we ever get the goalkeeper to score at Bala Town? I'm not sure if we did or not. But let's hope Rafferson goes and gets himself a goal here. Alright, first look at the new left-back, Stenojevic. Here we go, Rafferson. I tell you what, nice hold-up play from the goalkeeper there. We'll take some of that. And Beyonce to Bakali. Look at Rafferson, he's unmarked. Rafferson! Oh, hey! He's got his goal in the 7th minute! Joffa for Rafferson. It was a good finish too, wasn't it? Very, very nicely done. And, well, Bakali teed him up. Beyonce, nice ball through. And look at it, he's completely unmarked. We were all cheering for it. It is roof of the net. He probably almost missed it, if we're being honest. But a first career goal, no doubt, for Rafferson up front. And, well, I wonder if at half-time we switch them around. Rafferson can go in goal and Puol can go. We might do that, you know, and see what happens. But there's a ball through for Kosh. Can Rafferson get a double? Can Rafferson get a double? He wasn't quite in the right spot. He's there now, though. Oh, and it's a Bakali header. And that is 2-0 inside 10 minutes. I mean, this team is struggling in the league, and we are at home. So it's a game we should be winning. In truth, I probably shouldn't have put out such a strong side, but... we are sort of getting to the point now where I'm trying to get us ready for Europe and put out sort of a team that is going to be able to compete. I mean, the first couple of qualifying rounds we've seen before should be okay. I think the big question marks we have is the makeup of the midfield trio. I think Conde plays because, you know, we brought him in to do that, basically. And then I think it's a decision of 2 out of 3, I think. Bakali, Raul, who plays as the advanced playmaker, and then along with Jonsson, who sort of plays next to them. As Rafferson could be in here again. Rafferson! Oh, is he offside? I think he was offside. Yeah, so I think it's sort of, yeah, 2 of those 3, basically, to play in front of Conde. But, of course, Jonsson could play back a little bit further as well. But yeah, that's sort of something that I'll try and figure out. I think the defensive duo, it's going to be Degen +1. Anytime you have a German international centre-back playing for you, they probably need to be first choice. Unless it's Mertesacker. He's offside again there, Rafferson. And, yeah, there we go. Did we have Arneson? That name's... I'm wondering if we had a goalkeeper Arneson for a while, but if we did, he may have retired by now. Stay in goal, Puol. You'll get your chance second half, mate. Daphne. Forward there for Conde. Looking for the run of somebody that wasn't quite there. Lumped back forward. We'll go again. Conde for Bakali. Bakali for Beyonce. Beyonce squares it. Rafferson wasn't there. And we win it back again. Conde for Beyonce. Rafferson's offside. Someone teach him that. I know you're a goalkeeper, mate, but surely you're aware. You have your hand up all the time when your striker's offside and you're in net, so you should be able to figure out what the offside rule is, surely. Let's demand a little bit more. Imagine being Seema sitting on the bench here. We paid how much for him, and he's watching a goalkeeper play up front instead of him. Well. Didn't mean to leave Snyder on the bench. We might give him some game time second half. We'll see how it's going. The left back, it's his first game probably ever playing left back. So we don't want to let our standards slip here. Conde looks anxious. You're doing okay, mate. You're doing okay. A 7.3 from Raverson playing up front. I mean, that's not bad. I don't think he's been that good, if I'm honest. He was offside a lot. But let's switch him around. Let's see what Puwol can do second half, shall we? Beyonce over a free kick. It is Daphne, I think, and it goes just over the top. Now, I wonder if does Raverson and Puwol, because they'll have their own numbers, won't they? So they must have... I wonder how that works. Anyway. You wouldn't typically have an outfield shirt for the goalkeeper ready to go. I would not have thought. So it is only 2-0. You do wonder what some of the finishing has been like outside of highlights. Beyonce's got into the area and he has gone down. Beyonce will take the penalty. Should we... Maybe I should have given Puwol a chance to take it. But let's see what Beyonce can do. 3-0 should put the game beyond doubt. It's a good penalty, isn't it? So Beyonce, are we playing him as an inverted winger? No, we're playing him as a winger. What I should do is check, you know, how good or bad is his left foot. Having spent all of last season trying to teach him to play right wing, he's going to find himself playing left wing here for us. I did try Milosevic as a left winger just to see how that worked out. It didn't. Does Kosh have a... No, he's right foot only. So, yeah. I did mean to show you, actually, the other option we could have, actually, is Bakali as Raferson makes a save. Bakali as a winger, or playing out wide, he does have good work rate, so he would track back like we typically like them to. That might be something that we look to try, and then Raul could play as the advanced playmaker with Jonsson and then Conde in behind. The problem is that he can't cross, can he? So that is obviously a bit of an issue. Here we go with Bakali. And he can't shoot either based off of that. And yeah, well, we go into stoppage time. And it's been a fun experiment. We did get a goal from Raferson. Doesn't look like Puwol's going to get himself on the score sheet. But 3-0. And we got 7.1 in the end. Not bad for a first attempt at left back, even though we're not playing particularly anybody great. And there we go. Goal difference didn't quite kick on as we would have liked there. But I'll tell you what, IBV actually got off quite lightly there. Considering what we've done to some of the teams around them, they'll be absolutely delighted to only get away with 3-0 coming to our place. So there we go. We hammer them. Marjuros and Stenojovic make their debuts for the team. Beyonce did okay playing out wide left. He's unhappy because I can't remember why he's unhappy, but it's fine. He'll get over it. But guys, that will do it for today. A stunning performance from the Gags, a decent performance from the league team, and yeah, a couple of signings in as well. So let me know what you think. We will be back for the first leg at least of the Champions League, and then we'll kind of see where we go from there, whether it's the first leg of the next one. It could even be a semi-final in the Cup. Oh, we've got Breidablik, as you can see there in the Cup semi-final. So that'll be interesting as well. Off to the National Stadium we go. Finances, I did want to update you on this before we go. There it is there. We are hemorrhaging money. Absolutely hemorrhaging money. Yeah, we've lost almost 54 million now. And 7 million in the bank. We need to be in the Champions League. Europa League is not an option for us this season. It is almost imperative that we get that Champions League money. All right, guys. Take care.